Hello and welcome to the Mortal Kombat Minute, the podcast where we analyze, criticize, and memorialize the 1995 film Mortal Kombat, one homecoming minute at a time. I'm Phil Casper from philcasper.net.
I'm Spanish from GameFixShow.com.
And we are on minute number 9 that starts with Liu Kang arriving on a boat and ends with Liu and his grandfather talking about Chan's death.
Well, we ended the last episode actually with somebody showing up on this boat. We weren't really sure who it was. You said it is Liu Kang. So
Right.
at least we got that so far, right?
Exactly. And something that was interesting to me at the very start of this minute was the decorations on the boat itself.
Yes.
It's very colorful, vibrant and festive. There's actually a little it looks like parrot or owl something on the
An owl. Yeah, I actually wrote down owl.
Yeah, it's on the head of the boat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this for? Like is this for like some sort of festival or something?
Yeah.
So my obsessive lizard brain decided to dig in a little bit,
Of course.
and and according to the Mortal Kombat Wikipedia entry, filming occurred.
Is there a boat film Wikipedia?
No, there isn't a boat database, not to my knowledge. I didn't dig in that much, but filming for Mortal Kombat happened between August and December of 1994. So I double checked all the different festivities that happened, and actually the festivities that I needed a cross-reference were in Thailand, because this was actually filmed in Thailand, not China. A little bit more on that on that later. But the only festivity that was festival that was happening during that time, or celebration, that I can think of that would warrant this type of decoration was for Her Majesty the Queen's birthday, the Queen of Thailand, her birthday, which occurred on August 12th. So, and that's celebrated by decorating buildings with colorful lights and flowers. I'm not quite sure about maritime vehicles or anything like that, but who knows, maybe.
So pretty much they just rented a boat that day.
I guess. Well, partially. They rented a boat maybe for a couple of days, because these boats actually do come back at a later minute or two, minutes 22 and 23. They're retrofitted to look different, but we'll get to that minute later, in a couple of weeks.
For sure. Yeah. We're quite a ways away from that yet.
Right.
But anyway.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, we're given the caption in the last minute that this occurred at the Temple of Light in China. Yeah. But this was actually filmed in Thailand. The place is at a temple on an island. The temple's called Wat, and I'm going to butcher this so bad. Wat Ratchabarana.
Sure.
Ratchabarana. There we go.
Sure.
It's a Buddhist temple, which is the word Wat, in a on an island in Thailand, in the province, I guess, of Ayutthaya. I don't know. I'm just butchering this all over the place.
No, butcher it all up. It's fine. Yeah.
But yeah, it was on an island itself. And so Liu arrives on the boat. He's disembarking. Mm-hmm. He packs very light.
Yeah, he has just a shoulder bag. That's all he has.
Like I guess that's going to his monk roots there, just like not having too much in terms of earthly possessions, and just takes one small bag. It doesn't even look like it's that full. It's a huge bag, but it looks like it maybe has like 4 things on it.
Just in the bottom, probably just robes. I would imagine that's probably all it is.
But we never see him wear a robe.
That was literally the bag. I used that bag back in the day when I played football in high school. And it barely fit all my pads in it, but I guess that's the point. So that's honestly, dude, that looks exactly like the bag that I used. Not that anyone could even fact check that, but right. I'm telling you right now, that's what it is.
But it's kind of intriguing, like the welcome that Liu gets as he's walking up to be received by someone in the center of the shot as we look towards these Buddhist temples. and all these guys in robes in the foreground, and then accompanied by younger men and even younger children that are still running up as
Yeah.
Lou is approaching. I thought that was the funniest thing. Like these kids are like, were just so bored, they in between shots that they were like just playing off like behind the set or whatever. And then it's like, oh, that's right, we're shooting now, we got to get back in line, get to our
They're
places.
just kids. They're just kids.
They're just
But
trickling in onesie twosie.
I have to point out that it's another homage to the video game, and it does actually show again that Ed Boon is involved in this, because in one of the stages in the first Mortal Kombat video game, you actually have this scene of these monks wearing red in a line watching you fight. So I just thought it's a great little homage if you know the game. So
okay, so that's something that gaming fans will definitely pick up on, a nod to the gaming fans, because this movie was designed with the gaming fans in mind, but the script itself had to be written so that people who had no idea about what Mortal Kombat is could also be introduced and taken into the Mortal Kombat realm.
Oh, it's written by a sixth grader. There's no doubt about it. But if you made it too difficult, you'd be like, what are we doing? What's going on? So they simplify it, but at the same time, it is a complex story.
Right. And as we continue on with this scene, the shot gets wider and wider, and I notice that that in the right hand side of the shot, as we're still looking at the temple before Liu gets to whomever that he's about to meet, there's this little blue tent that's placed off to the right hand side of the shot, and I'm not quite sure what that is. I don't know. Maybe that's something that the monks put up and that actually inhabit the temple, because this was still like an actual place, with tourism and stuff like that happening. I don't know whether they closed it off, but that does lead me to another little interesting tidbit that I picked up on, that because they were filming on an island and the location was so remote, that the location manager for the film, Garrett Folsom, he actually had to construct an outhouse in a secluded area of the set in order to keep the crew and the cast from having to take repeated ferry trips off the boat to go to the bathroom.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because if you're on this remote island, and I would imagine there's probably not like updated bathrooms or even bathrooms you can even use.
Exactly.
Because this is all like, it's history. You can't really do much to it. So it's as well as doing your business.
Right. So who knows? Maybe that's my fan theory, perhaps, is that this is this is the outhouse.
Yeah.
The blue tent outhouse.
Why not? Or it's just their break area.
Right. Exactly. Let's see. Before we go any further, do you have anything else about this welcome by Liu, or of Liu?
Well, I mean, it's actually a pretty impressive welcome, because they're all like lined up, kind of like they were obviously expecting him to come home, because in the earlier minute that we did, he got that letter saying, come home. So like it was like a hero's welcome. At least that's kind of what I got out of it. But everyone, I mean, they're all monks, so it's hard to tell what they're thinking.
Right. Obviously, not everyone thinks that way, as we'll find out in a couple of minutes.
I think they're not really that excited to see him again, because he obviously left them and went to America. But we actually get that information if we go a little bit further after Liu Kang and his master, played by Lloyd Keno, who's been in a bunch of different movies, have like a kind of a warm embrace, because his master, it looks like it's his grandfather, correct? Is that right?
Yes, it's his grandfather. Okay. Yeah, I don't think he's ever actually referred to as his grandfather in a line, but he's credited as grandfather.
So he's obviously very happy to see him, because they're family, and so there's this warm embrace, but all the other kids, even the older ones, are kind of just glaring, right?
Yeah, that some are glaring, others are like, why the heck are we standing here?
Yeah, because they don't really know the storyline. They were just told to stand.
Right. Yeah.
But after the embrace,
it's a bittersweet welcome, I guess. Sweet with his grandfather, but a little bitter with some of the other people in attendance, I guess, that were there reluctantly.
And obviously, it's a little sad, because his brother died.
Exactly, and they go and visit the place where Chan's death occurred. We kind of have a similar shot like we were greeted with in the very opening scenes of the movie.
But less ominous.
Less ominous, for sure. During the day, nice blue sky, still a little tilted, not as tilted as before.
Yeah.
But Lou confirms with his grandfather, so this is where Chan died. And before we started shooting, like some of your actions spurred a thought, like Lou doesn't seem too broken up that his brother, like he's literally standing over the spot where his brother died.
Yeah.
And he's not sniveling, he's not crying. He just seems kind of like just unemotional in general.
Well, I think okay, that's what you got. You got kind of an unemotional thing, because I'm kind of on the other side. I'm glad you said that, because I feel like a lot of people will have different emotions when it comes to this scene. For him, what it told me is, well, he is, I guess you could say, he's an ex-monk, right? So when it comes to reaction or emotion, I think he has kind of he has it in check.
And so he has that reserved feeling. He's still feeling those emotions, but he's not letting it control him.
Yeah, I mean, even his grandfather isn't that broken up, but obviously he's probably already grieved at some point. But maybe there is no grieving period. I don't really know as far as like monks go, but like I do know they're calm, collected, reserved. You know what I mean? And so I look at this more of Liu Kang is more upset. I think he's more like really like kind of pissed that, you know, his brother just died here, and he doesn't really know when or how, except for that dream that he had. Exactly. It looks like it wasn't much of a dream, but it was a reality that he was seeing. Some kind of premonition. He saw it.
Right. And yeah, I guess we definitely like saw two different things, because I don't know, maybe I'm just really bad, I guess, at picking up on other people's emotions. I have just a very high suspension of disbelief, so I was just along for the ride. Exactly. It's good to have that different perspective. I mean, I don't really have too many other notes about this other than like just watching some of the monks tend to the garden in the background. I noticed that it's still a lively area, still being tended by these monks. Life still goes on, like you were alluding to. Like grieving has happened, we've grieved, and now we're moving on.
But the when Lou asks, you know, is this where it happened, then his grandfather, which we know as now that his grandfather, he says, once you left for America, so it really gives you the information that he did leave them.
Right.
Chan, and he says Chan followed in your footsteps, and right there is kind of like where he gets cut off.
Yeah, and that's where we cut. He's halfway saying a word like Pratt.
Yeah, right.
It's like, what is he doing?
What does he say? But like, you know, it really kind of supports his anguish and his what's the word I'm looking for? Like
fault.
It's almost like his fault. Yes, good. Like he left and he died because of you, but not even saying it. But that, you know what I mean? That's kind of what I feel.
Well, that's some of the guilt that probably Lou is thinking as well. Like, I'm responsible for Chan's death, and well, we'll get more into that, I guess, in the next minute, because we're not there yet. That's in minute number 10. We're only in minute number 9.
Oh, it's like so far away.
Which we've reached the end of.
So, but you have to wait. You have to wait to hear 10. Yeah.
But we'll be back. Don't worry. So, well, that does it for me. I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to throw in here?
No. I think we've pretty much covered it. It wasn't like a very crazy minute with a lot of stuff to describe. So it was, but it was a good minute, just kind of seeing how each character is built. And so we know. And now we know Lou is upset.
Building up that backstory little by little.
Right.
Well, until next time, I'm Phil Casper.
I'm Spanish.
And we'll see you next time on the Mortal Kombat Minute. We'll get there.
We got it.